Now let us see about the law of triangle of vectors. Now when the vectors are along the same direction, that is they are parallel to each other, or in opposite direction, that is anti-parallel to each other, their addition can be done easily. But when the vectors are in some different directions, for their addition, we can use the law of triangle of vectors. Now, here we can see that the two vectors along the different directions can be added by the law of triangle of vectors. Now, here we consider the vector P, another vector that we consider here Q. These are at different directions here that we can see here. Now, we can put the second vector on the first vector such that the starting point of the second vector is on the end point of the first vector. That is, here we can see P vector and Q vector are two vectors. The starting point of the Q vector is kept on the end point of the P vector. That we can represent it like this. Now here, these are the two sides of the incomplete triangle then. These are the two sides of the incomplete triangle. That is, we can say, then their resultant is represented by the remaining side of the triangle here. That we can represent here, R vector, that represent the resultant vector here. Now we can make this, that is, we can write here P vector plus Q vector is equal to R vector here. The statement can be here like this. If two vectors, that we can see here, if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction, if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by two sides of the incomplete triangle, two sides of the incomplete triangle taken in order, then the resultant is represented, in magnitude and direction by the remaining side of the triangle drawn from starting point of the first vector to the end point of the second vector here. This is the statement for the law of triangle of vectors, that we have seen P vector and Q vector are represented by the two sides of the triangle. Then here the resultant R vector is represented by the remaining side of the triangle, but it is drawn from starting point of the first vector to the end point of the second vector. That is, we write here P vector plus Q vector, P vector plus Q vector is equal to R vector. This is the law of triangle of vectors. Now then we have seen vector addition is commutative. Now let us consider here the vector P. Commutative means, that is, you can see, commutative property means we can interchange the positions of the number in that and we get the same result. Addition is commutative, that is, we can write 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. We get the same result. Even we can interchange the positions of the numbers here. Now similarly here, vector addition is also commutative. Let us, we have to see here then. Here this is the P vector P. We can consider the another vector Q, that is here P vector plus Q vector according to law of triangle of vectors. Then we can get the vector that is like this. Here this is the R vector. The resultant of P vector and Q vector is the R vector, that we can show here. That we can write here P vector plus Q vector is equal to R vector here. Now here we can draw the another vector, that is Q vector here like this, which is parallel to this one. These are equal and parallel, equal in magnitude and parallel to each other. Therefore, these are the equal vectors. That is, this is the vector Q. We can draw similarly the equal vector for P vector. That's why this is also denoted as the P vector here. Then we write here Q vector plus P vector. Q vector plus P vector is equal to Q vector plus P vector. See that these are the two sides of the triangle taken in order here. Then their resultant is represented then by the remaining side of the triangle drawn from starting point of the first vector. Here now Q vector is the first vector. Starting point of the Q vector to the end point of the P vector here. And this is nothing but the R vector here. And that's why Q vector plus P vector is also equal to R vector. That is, we can write here P vector plus Q vector is equal to Q vector plus P vector. That is, vector addition is commutative. Vector addition is commutative, that we have proved here. Now vector addition is associative. Here this is the vector A vector, suppose. Here this is the vector A. And here we have the another vector B. Then we can have A vector plus B vector according to law of triangle of vectors. That is, we get here this vector. This is A vector plus B vector. Now we consider the another vector, that is C vector then. Now see here, this is the vector C. This is another vector C. Now see here, this is one vector, that is A vector plus B vector, and here another vector C. These are the two sides of the triangle taken in order. Then the resultant is, here this is the resultant R vector here. This is the resultant R vector. And here R vector is equal to what? That we can see here, A vector plus B vector, that is this vector, plus C vector, that is equal to R vector. That we can write here according to law of triangle of vectors here. Now then, we consider C vector or B vector plus C vector now. We can change this round bracket here. B vector plus C vector, that is nothing but here this vector. Here this is B vector plus C vector. This we have shown here. Now then, A vector, this vector, that is A vector plus B vector plus C vector, that is again we get R vector. That is, we write here A vector plus B vector plus C vector, that is equal to R vector. Or we write here A vector plus B vector plus C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector plus C vector. That is associative property. Vector addition is associative here, that we have shown from this figure. First of all, we have seen vector addition is commutative. Then we have seen vector addition is associative here. Now let us see about the law of parallelogram of vectors. Now we have seen about the addition of the vectors. In that case, the vectors are to be taken in order like this. Suppose here the vector A and here vector B. Then we can see here this is the vector A vector plus B vector here. These vectors are to be taken in order. But if the two vectors are originating from the same point, two vectors are originating from the same point and making some angle with each other here. In that case, we can use the law of parallelogram of vectors here. Now, let us consider here, we have the vector P that we represent. Consider the another vector Q. Vector P and vector Q are originating from the same point, suppose O here. Originating from the same point O here. Now then, in this case, we complete the parallelogram like this. That is, P parallel vectors are drawn here. Here we can complete the parallelogram here. Now in this case, the two vectors, that is P vector and Q vector, are originating from the same point. These are originating from the same point. And these are represented by the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. These are represented by the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Then their resultant is represented by the diagonal here. The resultant is represented by the diagonal here that is drawn from their common point here. That is, resultant of P vector and Q vector is R vector here. Resultant of P vector and Q vector is R vector here. या दोघांचा रिझल्टंट इथे आपल्याला R vector मिळालेला आहे. That is, we can write here P vector plus Q vector is equal to R vector. We can make the statement here then. If two vectors of the same type, that we have seen, addition, subtraction can be done by for the same vectors here. We cannot add force into velocity. Force can be added to the force. Velocity can be added to the velocity. That's why if we have seen here, if two vectors of the same time, if the two vectors of the same type are originating from the same point, that we have seen here. P vector and Q vector are originating from the same point, are represented in magnitude and direction, by two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Then their resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram, drawn from their common point. Here this is the common point, drawn from their common point here. That is, we can write here this statement. If two vectors of the same type are originating from the same point, that we have shown. P vector and Q vector are originating from the same point, are represented in magnitude, and direction by the adjacent sides adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Then their resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from their common point. Here, drawn from their common point. Now here, this is the common point. This is the statement for law of parallelogram of the vectors. That is, we write here P vector plus Q vector is equal to R vector. Now let us, we can find out the magnitude of the resultant vector. The resultant vector is R vector. Then what is about its magnitude? Now let us consider here the vector P. Consider the another vector Q here. Vector P and vector Q are inclined to each other at an angle theta. Vector P and vector Q are inclined to each other at an angle theta here. Here we can consider we can complete the parallelogram here. That means here this is also Q vector and here this is also P vector. Or we can represent or designate this parallelogram as OACB. OACB is the parallelogram. That is, we can write here OA vector is equal to P vector. OA vector is equal to P vector. OB vector is equal to Q vector. Now see here, OB vector is equal to AC vector and that is also equal to Q vector. That's why we can write here it is AC vector here. Now similarly, OA vector is equal to BC vector is equal to P vector. And here we write here that is equal to BC vector here for this case. Now then, we have to show here the resultant is R vector. Show here. This is the resultant vector. That is R vector here. Here the resultant vector R. That is, we write here P vector plus Q vector is equal to R vector. Now magnitude of P vector is P. Magnitude of P vector is equal to P. Magnitude of Q vector is equal to Q. And magnitude of R vector is equal to R here. That is unknown to us here. We have to find the value of R then. Now, we can draw the perpendicular from C. We can draw the perpendicular from C to OA produced here. That we can draw here. Here we have drawn the perpendicular to OA produced here. that we can draw here. Now let us designate this point as D here. Now from this figure, that is, or we can say from the triangle OCD, from the triangle OCD, what we can write here? Apply the Pythagoras here. Then we write here OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square. OD square, sorry, OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square here. But OD is equal to what? Now here we can see OD is equal to OA plus AD. OA is equal to OD is equal to OA plus AD. We can put here this one. That is, OD means OA plus AD, bracket square, plus DC square. That is equal to. Now here A plus B, bracket square. That we write here OA square plus twice OA into AD plus AD square plus DC square. AD square plus DC square. Now here from triangle, consider now triangle ADC. From this triangle ADC, again here it is the right angle triangle, and applying the Pythagoras, we can write here AC square is equal to AD square plus DC square. AC square is equal to AD square plus DC square. Put this value of AD square plus DC square here, and therefore we get here OC square is equal to OA square plus twice OA into AD plus AD square plus DC square, that is equal to AC square. Now then, now see here OA, that is from this figure we can see here OA is equal to P. OA is equal to P. OB is equal to AC is equal to Q. And OC is equal to what? OC is equal to R. Because OC vector is equal to R vector, therefore OC is equal to R here. And from this figure, again we can see here, let us suppose from this figure we can write let this angle is to be theta. As we have considered this angle is theta, therefore this angle is also theta. And from this figure we can write, see that we can say here sine theta is equal to front side upon hypotenuse, that is DC upon AD, DC upon AC, sorry, DC upon AC, and cos theta is equal to AD upon adjacent side divided by hypotenuse, that is AC. Therefore, AD is equal to sorry, we can write here AD is equal to AC cos theta. But AC is equal to, here this is AC. AC is equal to Q. And therefore AD is equal to Q cos theta. Put all these values here. That is OC square. OC means R. Therefore we write here R square is equal to OA square, OA, that is P. Hence we write here P square plus twice OA, that is again P. AD is, see from this, Q cos theta plus AC square. AC means Q, that is Q square. And therefore, here we get the relation R square is equal to P square plus twice PQ into cos theta. Twice PQ into cos theta plus Q square. Or we can write here this equation for our convenience as R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus twice PQ cos theta. R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus twice PQ cos theta. Or we can write here R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus twice PQ cos theta. Twice PQ cos theta. And R is nothing but the magnitude of the resultant vector. P and Q are the magnitudes of the individual vectors. P and Q are the magnitudes of the individual vectors. And in this way, we can find out the value of the magnitude of the resultant vector. Okay, thank you.